I don't even feel like I was in a fight.
You and me both, Colby. Welcome back to another episode of UFC Underworld Fight Club. Today we'll be having a little discussion about Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington at UFC 296, and I'll also be giving a brief rundown of what happened during the other fights that occurred on the main card. Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. What can I say? Colby Covington talked a bunch of trash all week, made us all believe that he was gonna come drag Leon Edwards into the 7th layer of hell. The only thing that dragged in this fight was the first 4 fucking rounds where Colby Covington proceeded to become a goddamn mannequin and just let Leon Edwards back him up all fucking night. You know, he could barely get a takedown. He got one, I believe, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round. Leon Edwards got right back up. And it looked like Leon Edwards didn't really even have to try too hard to get back up. Colby Covington, if you look back at it, it seems like Colby Covington just let the fucking guy get back up. Or maybe Colby Covington's legs were so fucked by all those leg kicks that he didn't have the fucking strength to really keep Leon Edwards down. Either way, this is like so embarrassing for Colby, dude. Because just to come out, talk all that trash, you know, you got handed this fight, you got fucking Dana White privilege, bro. You talked all that shit, hyped up this fight, all you did was put a bunch of money in Leon Edwards' pocket because damn it, dude, I don't even understand how you do this. Just go out there, stand, let Leon Edwards back you up. He kept trying to hit Leon Edwards all night. You know, he just fucking was throwing air balls. And this is like the most embarrassing loss that you could ever imagine. The only thing that could have been worse was fucking Colby Covington just getting knocked out or something in the first round. But in some way, this is almost worse. He just looked timid all fucking night. He finally got his balls and fucking got the takedown in the 5th round and dominated the 5th. And I'm thinking, like, if you do this in the 5th round, what the hell was stopping you from doing this in the first 4? He literally could have just Son and fucking Leon Edwards and held him down for all 5 rounds if you needed to. This is your last title shot, dude. And he just fucking not threw it away. He just fucking stared it away. Watched it fucking vanish right before his eyes, dude. The only thing he can do by the end of the night was go into character, but it's not working anymore, dude. Not even the fans were fucking buying that shit. I mean, they all booed him. And you know, it's because, dude, we did not pay to see this. Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Literally, it almost seemed like he just fucking gave up after Leon Edwards hit him with a hard fucking shot in the first round. He just fucking, he was timid, dude. He just was so concerned with not being hit that he forgot to actually fight. And it's just fucking embarrassing. What more can I say? Ultimately, Colby Covington will go down in history as just Son in 2.0. All these opportunities that you talked your way into getting. And you know, he fought really hard in the Usman fight, but this time, dude, it's just like, what the hell is this, bro? Like, this was your last chance. You literally just fucking stood there shaking in your fucking boots to fucking shoot for a takedown. And I understand why. It's because, you know, Leon Edwards was switching stance. Colby couldn't get a fucking read on when to shoot. Damn it. The time to shoot is when you fucking are 3 rounds down, motherfucker. You have to fucking go in there and fuck getting hit. You're about to lose anyway, dude. And he finally got that in his head and he fucking went for it in the 5th round, but too little too late. And you know, this is pretty much it for Colby Covington. He called out fucking Wonder Boy, 40-year-old guy who just got his ass kicked, finished in the 2nd round. And it's like, that just shows where you're at mentally. He didn't believe in himself in this fight. You know, he sold it very well, and that's the best thing about Colby Covington is that he can definitely sell a fucking fight. But the days where Colby Covington can actually sell a fight and fucking back up his words are pretty much done. Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval. This fight pretty much went as I expected. I predicted Pantoja would retain his championship, and that's what he did. Took him 5 rounds to do it. Royval fought back pretty hard. I mean, he had a lot of big moments. He really took over in the 5th round, but ultimately it went as expected. Not really much to say here, to be honest with you. Pantoja won the unanimous decision, and that's that. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Thompson. This is another one of the fights that I have been looking forward to for ever since it was announced. Shavkat Rakhmonov, to me, is the uncrowned welterweight champion. And it pisses me off that he's not fighting for the fucking belt. Honestly, welterweight's kind of a joke right now. You got Leon Edwards, a fucking point fighter who's just gonna, you know, come out and give you a nice decision. Meanwhile, you got Shavkat Rakhmonov finishing every single fucking opponent that he's standing across from. And this is the aspect of the UFC that I just don't enjoy. Shavkat doesn't speak English, you know, he's not a big talker, and that's the reason why he doesn't get elevated. But he's coming up on that title shot opportunity pretty soon. First, we have to get through Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad, apparently. So get ready for a 25-minute snooze fest, and we'll see who gets the fucking decision in that one. Because it's not like we're gonna be fucking getting an amazing knockout or any type of finish in that fight. But until I'm watching Shavkat Rakhmonov fight for the championship, I am not convinced that he is not already the champion. I mean, come on. The guy's a fucking monster, dude. And I'm not looking forward to anything in welterweight except for Shavkat Rakhmonov versus fucking Leon Edwards, because I'm pretty sure he'll fucking beat Bilal Muhammad. But yeah, Shavkat pretty much dominated Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson looked alright in the first round. He landed a few shots, but if you know anything about Shavkat, you know that his chin is fucking foolproof, bro. It's just, there's just no getting to him, dude. Jeff Neal, he got pretty close, but still, his chin holds up, dude. Like, it's like fucking made out of stone. So he made it to the second round. Shavkat chased the fucking finish pretty much from the first round up until he actually got it in the second. And Wonder Boy, you know, showed respect and walked out of the octagon. I don't know what's next for Wonder Boy, but I think that's pretty much it. Because you have to understand, when Wonder Boy went on to Ariel Helwani's show and complained about not receiving money that he really wasn't entitled to, this pissed Dana White off. That's like the worst thing you could ever do. Go to Ariel Helwani, a guy who fucking Dana White despises with every bone in his body, and then you bring up a topic which is already a hot issue with the UFC, and that's fighter pay, and you act like you're not getting paid correctly. Yeah, so you know what your reward for that is? You get to get paid, alright? But you get to earn your fight check fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov, which is a fight you're guaranteed to lose. You're 40 years old. This was all done strategically to get Wonder Boy the hell out of here. He's a nice guy. He's done great things. But this isn't what Dana White's interested in. He's not in the business of promoting 40-year-old fighters who are pretty much at the end of their career. He hasn't become the champion this far, and he's just probably not. And Shavkat pretty much guaranteed that that won't happen. So Wonder Boy didn't retire, but this was pretty much Wonder Boy's retirement, courtesy of Dana White. Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. Well, I can definitely say that Tony Ferguson looked way better in this fight than he has in his past 6, but same result. Tony Ferguson eventually lost to a decision unanimously to Paddy Pimblett. I'm proud to say at least Paddy actually won the fight this time and earned that unanimous decision. As for Tony Ferguson, I mean, he came out, he had David Goggins there shouting in his face. I mean, for whatever that's worth. And, you know, he still got his ass kicked, man. He fought hard, though. He stayed in the fight. But you can see when Tony Ferguson gets hit now, there's an immediate shift in his mindset. You can see, like, he changes. Like, he's feeling these punches. And to me, it looks like he has post-traumatic stress disorder from that Gaethje fight. He's never been the same. Something happened to him in that fight. I mean, you can even remember at the end of that fight, like, he just reacted very oddly, man. And he just got hit so many times in his head. I just don't even watch that fight anymore. Like, that's one of those fights where it's just so uncomfortable to watch because that man got destroyed in all sorts of ways and he's never been the same. And, you know, if you leave it up to Tony Ferguson, he still doesn't want to retire. Dana White said he wants to see him retire. Honestly, after that last fight, I would like to see him retire too. I mean, there's just no redeeming qualities now. I didn't see anything that warrants him to still be fighting in the Ultimate Fighting Championship because he is not one of the best fighters in the world anymore. And I salute Tony Ferguson for all that he's done, but his time's up and it needs to be up, and Dana doesn't need to let him fight anymore. Dana doesn't tell these guys when to quit or, you know, when to keep going. But, you know, I just don't see that Dana White's going to let him fight again. I think this is it for him. I don't want to see another Tony Ferguson fight. I don't think that we'll ever see him win another fight. I mean, I just don't. So there's no point in him being here anymore. And I wish him well in his future. I hope he's all right. We know Tony's got a lot of mental issues. I don't know what he's going to do with himself when he's out of the fighting game. But I just pray that, you know, he finds some other way to use his time because fighting in the UFC is not it. And I don't see what, I mean, of course the PFL will take him. They'll fucking take any leftovers that the UFC has to offer. And, you know, we'll just see what happens. But so long to Tony Ferguson, Tony's time is up. Paddy Pimblett beat him all 3 rounds. He pretty much almost finished him in the first round. But Tony, being as tough as he is, he was able to withstand it all. Paddy Pimblett actually gassed out in the 3rd round. I mean, Tony didn't realize it, I suppose. He let Paddy get his freaking breath again. And then Paddy was able to take him down and dominate the rest of the 3rd. That was pretty much Tony's only opportunity if he was going to do anything to shock the world, but I guess his fight IQ failed him. When you think about it, Tony's really never had fight IQ. He just goes in there and steps right into the fire and usually walks out the victor. This time, it just didn't happen. It'll never happen again, and Tony just needs to be let go. I mean, not to be an asshole, but there's just no reason for him to be here anymore. Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell. This was hard to watch. I mean, Bryce Mitchell, how could you not love the guy? He's all about doing the right thing. You know, he's a lover of God. And I like everything about this kid, man. He's fun to watch. He's even a more interesting person when you really look at him, because this guy has ideas about the world that you would kind of relate to somebody who's insane. But he's totally not insane, man. He sees things that other people just aren't paying attention to or just aren't willing to. And for that, I applaud him, man. He's a great guy. But when it comes to this fighting game, he's got a specialty, and that's taking this thing to the ground, and he can do whatever he wants there. But I'm noticing a pattern now that he's fighting people in the top 10, and that's that he has a weakness when it comes to high-level strikers, man. We saw it with Ilia Topuria. We definitely saw it last night with Josh Emmett, and I just don't know where he's going to go from here. Because, man, it's not like, I mean, the champion in his weight division is like the best striker on the fucking planet. So it's like, I don't see how Bryce is going to ever make his way up to that position to fight for a fucking title, whether it's Ilia Topuria or Alexandre Volkanovski, you know, once they have their fight, because I just don't see Bryce beating either one of them. And it pains my heart to say it, but I don't know if he'll ever be champion, especially if Volkanovski's at the top. I mean, there's just no way he stands a chance against Volkanovski. And I want to see Bryce do great things, man. Like I said, I mean, I love the kid. He's fucking awesome. But now that we're seeing him fight guys in the top 10, we're seeing him get exposed, man. He was just out of position when he got knocked out. It was one of the worst knockouts that I have ever seen, dude. And, you know, that's not an understatement. I mean, the guy started twitching. People were worried. I was worried. As soon as it happened, I was like, fuck. I was just sad he got knocked out. But then I saw, like, how he looked on the ground, dude, and just his reaction. And it's like, damn it, man. I just went into a state of panic because I'm like, fuck, is this the first time we're going to see a guy fall down and never get back up? You know, I'm so happy that he was able to get back up. You know, he posted a message after he got out of the hospital to all the fans, and all I can say is respect Bryce. But the thing is, man, you do not need to keep doing this if you're unable to take out these guys that can strike like that, man, because, you know, you're gonna keep getting knocked the fuck out, or you're just gonna take so much damage that you're not gonna be able to take care of your son the way you want to, because you're gonna be all fucked up, dude. What I think Bryce needs to do, man, is go work on that. Maybe you're not going to become the best striker in the world, or even, you know, able to really stand toe-to-toe with some of the best strikers in the world. But what you do need to do is go figure out how to set up your takedowns and maneuver around the striking to stay out of harm's way and to get this thing to the ground. If that's what you need to do, then do it. I know Bryce can strike, but I mean, he just got knocked out in like the first 2 minutes of the first fucking round by Josh Emmett. I mean, he was favored to beat Josh Emmett, and he lasted just under 2 minutes with the guy. So it didn't look good, man. This was the worst part of the night for me as a Bryce fan, because, you know, I picked him to win. I couldn't believe that I can believe that he got knocked out. I mean, it's Josh fucking Emmett, dude. And I was already worried for him when he went into this fight, because I'm like, you know, even in Bryce's last fight against Dan Ige, I mean, did you see his face after that fight? He got fucked up, dude. But immediately he comes in here with Josh Emmett and gets flatlined on the first fucking round. So that's just a foretelling of what's to come if he continues to fight strikers like the way he fought Josh Emmett. You know, it looked like he was just out of position. He was forced to engage in the striking. He was not prepared to, you know, and Josh Emmett just hit him with this overhand. Josh Emmett hit him with an overhand right, leaned totally out of the way. He ducked his head so low and came over with the overhand right. Bryce didn't see it coming, and that's why he got knocked the fuck out, because he was staring at Josh Emmett. When you look at it, he was staring directly down at Josh Emmett when the shot hit him. He wasn't bracing for the shot at all, man. And it just sucked to see. The last fight we're going to talk about is a fight that actually did not happen in the octagon. It was Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland in their little engagement in the stands. And so basically, you know, Sean Strickland was pissed off because Dricus said some things at their pre-fight press conference that you know, pissed him off. And they were sat right next to each other, courtesy of Dana White. You know, Sean Strickland caught some FaceTime on the overhead screens. DDP was kind of mocking him in the back, talking a little smack. Sean Strickland just said, "Fuck it, we're standing right here right now." So got Gilbert Burns' kids out of the fucking way and hopped over the chairs to go ahead and start pummeling Dricus. Dricus didn't get a scratch on him. You know, he wasn't hurt or anything. He was actually laughing after it all happened. And yeah, Sean Strickland, you got to understand, I mean, if you're going to dish it, you do have to be able to take it, referring to Dricus du Plessis' interview with Megan O'Leary after the whole showdown. And I agree. I mean, Sean Strickland, he goes on about anything and everything he wants. You know, this is a country of free speech, and you got to be able to take it, man. I mean, you don't do that at a fucking major event in front of kids and it was just totally disrespectful, man, on Sean Strickland's part. I like Sean Strickland, don't like how he handled that. They're gonna have their time in the octagon come UFC 297, and yeah, they'll get to settle it that way. But anyways, that's UFC 296. It was fucking awesome. I loved every minute of it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody who's been reaching out to me in the comments. You know, kind of lost my cool in my last video, but you gotta understand, I was just so invested in that Yuri fight, dude. It's just, oh my god, I just could not fucking believe how he went out there and just threw that fight away. But yeah, I'll see you for UFC 297, and tell me what you thought about UFC 296 in the comments section. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.